is ready to hear all the books that I read in July because I feel like I had a pretty good reading month. Hey friends, my name is Katie. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are talking about all the books that I read in July. I can't believe July is over. I'm pretty excited for it to be over because it was a long month and I feel like I'm ready for fall. Like, I am a fall human through and through. I like summer for like a couple of days, but then I need fall. I need fall drinks. I need fall smells. This color. I'm drinking a sparkly water. Let's see how many books I read this month.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, possibly 14 books.
Who am I, people? Who am I? This has been the biggest reading month for me yet, probably in the history of my life. I love listening to audiobooks. If you have not seen any of my videos yet, just know that I love listening to an audiobook. I do sometimes like physical. I feel like I don't have the full patience all the time for physical. Like, I need 1 to every 10 audiobooks I listen to. So all of these I'm going to pop up on the screen right here for you. Talk about them a little bit. And we dove into some different kinds of books this month. I chose different genres instead of just classic romance, smut, spice situations. So the first book I want to talk about is The Wives by Taryn Fisher. I gave this a 4 out of 5. I've been really loving psychological thrillers and this gave it to me. I listened to this on Scribd. This was about a woman who is married to this man and he has 2 other wives. He is a supposed polygamist and she has never met the other 2. And then she finds out something about him that I don't totally remember. I don't totally remember what the plot twist was, but I just know that it was kind of messy and the ending wasn't the best. So beware of that if you decide to read The Wives. But I actually thought it was really good, like throughout it. And then the ending was kind of like meh. 4 out of 5. We're going to go through these pretty fast because we have a lot to talk about. The next book is Muscles and Monsters. Totally messed up and said Muscles and Fitness. So next book is Muscles and Monsters. Leviathan Fitness, book number 1 by Ashley Bennett. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. It was a quick read. It was about oh, there's somebody walking out there. It was about a world like our world, but it had monsters walking around, like owning businesses and like doing normal stuff. And this woman who owns this cake business or works at a cake business runs into this monster guy from the gym down the street, and then they start a thing and it's pretty smutty. It's a quick read. I gave it a 3 out of 5 because I've definitely read better smut. Not saying it was bad, but it was just fun. Quick read, gym things. I like going to the gym, so I like reading about a gym story, but it was good. So if you want a quick read, I guess there's going to be a second one coming out. I read that one actually on Kindle. I read it. Aren't you proud of me? The third book I read was That Second Chance by Megan Quinn. Gonna be honest, don't totally remember it. I just remember it dragging. I gave it a 3 out of 5. It was just too much plot for me, to be honest. It was about this group of brothers. There's like 4 of them or something. They're all super hot. They all are from a small town, but they get like cursed on one night that they'll never find love or something like that. And then the main guy's wife dies, and then it's about him trying to find love or like falling in love, but he doesn't want to because he's cursed, and it's like this whole story. But I don't know, it just didn't do it for me, but I listened to it. So if you love some cheesy, small town, hot men romance, definitely for you. Give it a try. Listen to it on Scribd. The fourth book I read was The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I gave this a 5 out of 5. I loved it. It's by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I loved it. I'm sure you've heard of it because literally everybody is talking about it. It is a story about a woman who is famous in the 50s. Is it 50s or 60s, 70s, 80s? She's like a movie star, and it's about the 7 husbands of hers and a love story in between. It's actually an LGBTQ story. I truly loved it. I would read it again. It was just, it did it for me. The 6th book I read was Beautiful Bastards #1 by Christina Lauren. Loved it. 4 out of 5. Wonderful spice. It was more spice probably than plot, but I don't know. I just ate this one up. And then I read the second one, Beautiful Stranger, Beautiful Bastard #2 by Christina Lauren. I didn't like that one as much. It was like a spin-off of one of the characters from the first one. But the first book, you have to read it. If you are a spicy book reader like me, definitely give it a try. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a rich dude, and we love some billionaire romance. I don't know if he's a billionaire, but he had a lot of money. 7th book was Twisted Love by Anna Huang. I gave this a 3 out of 5. I listened to this on Scribd, and I had to try it again after listening to it before. I wasn't a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan of it wasn't a mafia, but it was kind of mafia-esque. I know a lot of people love this book and I can see why, but I just don't love mafia and a ton of violence, I guess, or aggression. That is just not my trope or whatever you want to call it, my genre. So 3 out of 5, but if you like mafia or violent men type books, possessive-ish, definitely give this a try because then it is for you. Okay, the next 5 books, all in the same series. I read the Stillhouse Lake series. I'm actually still reading number 5, but I will most likely finish it today, and technically it's still July while I'm filming this. So I read Stillhouse Lake number 1, Kilman Creek, Wolf Hunter River, Bitter Falls, and Heartbreak Bay. I'm not the type of person to go for these kinds of novels, and I have really enjoyed the story. I love when the series keeps going book after book instead of going off of a different character. I need the same story. I don't like reading spin-offs. So this is about this woman who actually is married to a psycho murderer who is killing women in his garage, and she doesn't know. And then one day they find out by somebody running into their house with their car, a drunk driver, and there's just a woman hanging there from the ceiling. So it is a story about this woman and her 2 children trying to survive their lives, and I swear they never rest. Each book, something hugely tragic happens to them. The 4th book has been my favorite so far. It had religious cult in it, and it was different, and I liked it. The 3rd one wasn't my favorite, but it's just a lot of angry people trying to murder this poor family. I'm still reading the 5th one. The 6th one actually comes out next week. I did not know that Rachel Kane, the original author, actually died in 2020, and she had notes or an outline-ish of the 6th book. So one of her author friends actually stepped in and wrote that. So that's coming out actually next week. But if you like psychological murder mystery situations, definitely give this a go. Truly enjoy it. I have given them on and off 3 to 4 stars. The 4th one was the 4-star one. The 1st and 4th one I gave 4 stars to. Sorry to be confusing. But it's really good. And I'm gonna finish the 5th one, hopefully today or tomorrow. And then the last book I read this month was Heartstopper by Alice Osman. 5 out of 5. This was my first graphic novel. I read this one physically. Heartstopper. It's so cute. It's about these 2 boys who fall in love. I don't know if it's love, but they're so young. They're 14 and 16 or something. It's just adorable. And it was a super quick read. I read this in 30 minutes probably. I wasn't sure because I've never read a graphic novel, have no interest in graphic novels in general, and I felt like I was just flying through it. Am I supposed to stare at the photos longer? It worked for me. I want to read the second one because it's just so adorable. And I just picked this one up. It was in my last haul and book shopping video if you did not see that, so make sure to go check that out. That is all the books that I read this month. Loved pretty much all of them. They did not disappoint. There was some that did get lower ratings, but that is okay. It happens. And I'm so excited for the next month of reading. Have no clue what I'm gonna get into because I feel like the months are just so long that my tastes change throughout the month. This month, I somehow got into more psychological thrillers, and Scribd just released a bunch of new titles on their platform to listen to this month, and I'm so freaking excited. So let me know in the comments below what books you read this month, if you read any of the same books I have, or if you have any suggestions, because I need some suggestions to put on my TBR. Not like I have enough over here, but you know, I like hearing it from other people. And I just started my book Instagram. It's Katie Likes Reading. You can go check that out. I'm just gonna post what I'm reading and like random stuff about my life. If you're interested, check that one out. And I will catch you all later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!